back, guys. Today is day 14 of learning how to sculpt, and I've run into a problem. Today was supposed to be the first day that we actually start working with clay, and the clay I bought years ago when I was first starting, before I had like a couple of medical issues that kept me from doing anything really, which, all that's fine now. But, yeah, this isn't clay anymore. And that's, I guess, what happens when you buy really, really cheap clay and you leave it in the packaging forever. You don't do anything with it. So, I'm gonna have to search for new clay or new things. But until then, I figured the solution I can use is Play-Doh. I know it's not gonna be the same thing, but it'll at least get me. Oh, great! Don't tell me that I can't get this out. It'll at least allow me to start with the very, very basics, which is forming geometric shapes and everything like that. If I can get it out of its container without getting it all in my fingernails. Oof. No, it's not coming out. I should have tried to get this out before I streamed. I'm glad I got the clay out before I streamed, because that was a fun little surprise. I had to go figure out what I was going to do after that. So, okay, we got the Play-Doh out. Yeah, this is nothing. I mean, I shouldn't say it's nothing like clay, but it's not going to be. Clay's a little harder to mold. I do remember that from my art classes. Like the art classes you take in school and stuff. That's kind of why I was like, ooh, that would be really fun to take up as a hobby. So, oh, that's what I wanted to do. So I did draw a little today. I don't know how good it is, because when I look at stuff, I don't have the right eyes yet. I don't know what I'm looking at. So today I drew a teacup, and then I tried to do the shading a little bit. The teacup's wonky, I know. My shapes are all weird when I'm drawing. But the shading actually came out a lot better now that I'm like looking at it on the computer. It came out a lot better than what I was seeing when I was drawing it. So that's cool. And so on the days that I'm sculpting, I'm just gonna do like some some basics drawings around lunchtime, and then I'll just show you what I drew. But then I'll try to do more complex drawings on the days that we're drawing for the streams. Yeah. So today, I looked up a basic sculpture video. Excuse me, sorry. I'm going down with a cold, and it's got my throat, my voice all hoarse, and my throat all scratchy, so I'm gonna be coughing, and I'm gonna sound like, what's the term, of frogs in my throat. I do not like how this is gonna. I'm gonna have to do a smaller thing than I was originally planning. It's gonna have to be really small. So I looked up a tutorial on YouTube. It was called, oh gosh, it was Learn Sculpture is the name of the channel. Yeah, Learn Sculpture is the name of the channel. The video is their Learn Sculpting Lesson 1. So I'm going to attempt to recreate that sculpture that they go through in that video. I'm not going to show that what it's gonna look like. or what it's supposed to look like. If you want to see that, go to that channel and look at the video. That's the most I can do. I will put it in the description as well. I'm not really sure where to do that on Twitch, but it will at least be in the YouTube video when I upload it onto YouTube, because that's kind of where that's it. YouTube became the platform for what was it? For when I was having issues because I couldn't figure out when my videos were staying to Twitch. So it was kind of like a look, no, we're actually on this day. I have the video evidence because I figured out how to record it, but I couldn't figure out what I was doing wrong in Twitch for a week. So that's why I think my Twitch videos start at like day 8, but YouTube starts at day 2. Day 1 doesn't exist anywhere because I'm not technologically advanced. Okay, so what I'm trying to do right now is just get a decent enough rectangle. That's the first. So the shapes we're working with today is rectangle and circles. And trying to get the circles to be pretty even, pretty much the same size. It was too small. And so I did learn a couple of I learned a few terminology, a few words. I learned some terminology. There we go. While I was watching that video. So adding clay is called additive sculpture, and then removing clay is called subtractive sculpture. So I did learn that terminology today, but I'm not sure. Yeah, by Thursday I should be able to have real clay. Yep. Or at least I'm drying out clay, because I know like clay air dries fast when you can't store it properly. And I don't know what I would need, or if I would even be able to store it properly currently. So I don't want to use actual clay just yet, because I want to make sure I'm able to store it properly and everything like that before I get into the real clay. But I definitely cannot use what I currently have. So I'm going to have to go looking and seeing what I can do for that. Yeah, I'm really sorry about my voice and how it sounds today. It's just bad. And I don't know why. I've been drinking a whole lot of water. You probably said, I don't know. Water always seems like it's like this thing where you can just drink a whole lot of it and you feel better. It's not working this time. Okay. I've got 4 different sized balls that are supposed to become flat discs. It's a car. We're making a car. And so they all need to be the same size. This is just not. I don't know if I can't get it because it's Play-Doh, or if I can't get it because I'm just really bad at this. But what I'm trying to do right now is I'm just trying to make sure, like, I have, like, there's no indent really. So I'm trying to make sure it's like even throughout. Play-Doh is definitely not the best thing to use when doing this. I didn't even know that. Knowing absolutely nothing about sculpting, I know that Play-Doh is like the worst thing to use for sculpting. Not the worst. I could be trying to do this with a pencil. Pencil would not bend whatsoever. But this is going to be pretty difficult to do. I'm not even going to try to make it like as even as I can. I think that's good. It's going to bug me because there's a couple of indents like where I'm pressing and stuff, but I have a feeling that's more just because I'm dealing with Play-Doh than anything else. I could be wrong. Again, I really have no idea. Okay. Let's see. What could I do? Take a little bit, a little more, a little more out of this one. Yeah, this is reminding me of making meatballs, and I hate making meatballs because I can never get like a perfect circle with the meatballs. And I swear I do the same thing as my mom, but my mom's able to do it, and like it's like the perfect circle every single time. And she does them so quick. She can like whip out a meatball in like 10 seconds. I'll be sitting there for like 5 minutes trying to like get all the lumps out, and it's like, nope. Okay. Those are definitely like more close. And then I think it ends up being a total of 6. This one I can use later because there's 2 really small ones that I need. Let's see. How is that even possible? Looks so small comparative, and then you've got this one over here, and it's like big. Okay. But the smaller one would actually be better for what we need. So there we go. Now let's see if I can make a Alright, that's getting better. I need it to be a little bit bigger. Just a little bit bigger. So I've been hearing a lot about the hurricanes lately. Like it took a while for me to hear about Hurricane Helene. I was not aware of that one, and I'm really sorry for anyone who's going through that right now. I lived in a valley, but it was within um in a mountain range. It was a valley in a mountain range, and when you're up that high, you really and you're enclaved by mountains, you feel really, really safe from extreme weather because tornadoes need flat places to like to get down. Normally, when you're up that high, you don't really think of a storm surge reaching you either. And I guess to like, but like I was in a valley, so even like mudslides weren't something that we were I really worried about ever. I mean, ice and whiteout conditions and blizzards were pretty much the only thing we were really worried about, and even then, it was keep supplies in your car. So if you end up getting stuck in your car during a blizzard or something, you can stay warm and you have food and stuff until like it blows over or like the plow comes. So it wasn't. So for people up there, yeah, It's not something you would expect. It's not something you can prepare for even, and it sounds like there wasn't even warning. I hope everyone's found, and it doesn't. That everyone's found. And then Milton's hitting Florida tomorrow. Yeah, I know, like, there's evacuation stuff, and I know that that in itself can be chaotic. Alright, pencil. I was told that this is something you can use to make the indent for the seats. There we go. I think that's good. And then you want to just pull it back like that. Let's see if I can make this a little bit better. Yeah, much better. Okay. And you just want to roll it out a bit. And again, I don't have any technique, mentor, teacher, or anything where I'm like being taught this. It's literally being self-taught. I'm self-teaching myself. So if I am doing something that is angering or like completely, totally, obviously not right, please let me know because it's not obvious to me or I wouldn't be doing it. Alright, so now that we've got the indent, I have to choose. I think this side is going to be the car, the front of the car. So you just want to even that out. And then excuse me. So then I want to round this out a lot from what I was gathering because you want this to like just become really round. Just kind of smooth it over so these cracks aren't there. And then this kind of needs to be, oh, I needed to get, there's two more little, really tiny ones I forgot that I needed to make. There we go. Okay. Alright. Okay, now that I'm here, the next part is making these into little wheels. So I got one. 3. Gotta be careful I don't make them completely flat because then it gets too big. Ooh. One thing with Play-Doh though is it sticks a lot better than clay when you add it to the other one. Okay. And then the back of the car has a little tiny spare wheel. Alright. Then I want to take this and make a seat. I don't know how well this is gonna go. This is a lot tinier of a car than I was expecting to make. I was expecting to make a little bit bigger of a car, so that way. You know what? I know what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna make a bucket seat. Is that what they're called? Bucket seats, where it's like a bench. Because this car is a lot smaller. Okay, hold on. Because you want to have like the 2 headrests. You can take away a little bit then. That's right. And then I want to make it kind of a little. There you go. And then so I was learning also, I was looking at a couple of other videos. I'll have to link all the ones that I looked at in the description. It's like a basics where it's just going over like what sculpting is and stuff, and it's kind of what the book talks about too. So there's like 3 phases of sculpting. You've got your, oh, that is way too big of a steering wheel. You've got your big geometric shapes. So like before, when I was starting the car out, it was a rectangle, and then I just had like balls, and now I'm shaping everything to be. And then the second phase, which is what I'm doing right now, is where you're like flattening them out into the basic things of like a wheel and the seat and like the indent, right? And then the next phase, which the way I'm doing that with Play-Doh is would be like putting in the detail. Oh, that didn't come out right at all here. So like a detail on the car would be if there was a stripe along the side and etching that out, or the headrests having the like bumps and then making the steering wheel have like the outer wheel and then taking out like the little details, right? Like making sure you can see the hubcaps, the grooves on the tires, and stuff like that. That would be the third phase, which we are not getting into with the Play-Doh. Play-Doh's way too soft. But yeah, this is the car. Not too bad. It didn't take too long, which that's not the problem. The problem is really how soft the clay is, or the Play-Doh is compared to clay. I will be right back. Just give me 1 minute, please. Alright, and I'm back. Sorry about that. Um, so yeah, I'm not gonna get into much detail with Play-Doh. It's kind of soft. It's already starting to like bend under what I'm trying to do with it. So, um, yeah, the next time I will have real clay. I will. So I'm gonna get started on finding. I don't want to order it online because it's gonna take a couple of days to get here. So I'm gonna see if I have if there's a craft store nearby that I can buy some. Um, so I'm sorry if this was kind of disappointing. I was really looking forward to today because there's a couple of other things that I wanted to try out. Detail being one of them. Really working on those geometric shapes and getting those down, but it doesn't look like that's something Play-Doh's just too soft. I don't see it. Don't see it sticking and staying how I want it to. So, that will definitely have to be a thing we do next time. Um, I I think I'm gonna call it done because it's obvious that I'm not feeling good. My throat's telling me talking is not good for me right now. So I'm gonna leave it there and we'll pick it back up on trying tomorrow. We're working on the binoculars. And if the binoculars aren't as hard as I think they're gonna be, I think the next one is a chair. It's going into negative space, so we're gonna leave shading and go to negative space, which will be kind of cool. So we'll definitely do the binoculars. We'll see if we can go into the negative space. Um, and yeah, we'll just keep moving along with that. I hope everyone has a safe rest of their day, evening, night, wherever, whatever it is where you're watching this. And um, for everyone impacted, I hope, impacted by the past hurricane and then the next hurricane, I hope that you're able to stay safe and are able to find a place to shelter in until everything blows over and you're able to go back home. Um, so until tomorrow, thank you all for watching. Again, if you have any advice, critiques, comments, please leave them in the comments, and I can use all the help I can get here. Thank you.